know what was wrong with her. She has said it was a drug overdose, Valium mixed with alcohol, no doubt. And then other times she said she had a stroke. She lies all the time and she's crazier than a loon, so I'm sure I'll never know the truth. After a couple of weeks with still no word from my mom's friend told me that I could no longer stay with her. I had to find another place to live. I called my sister to see if I could stay with her, but her friend's mom said no. She already had 2 kids and plus my sister, so she had no room for me. My sister contacted my aunt and uncle, who I hadn't seen spoken to in probably a year or more due to my mother and some other dramatics, I'm sure. They agreed to let me stay with them. I moved in with them with nothing but the clothes I was wearing, plus one duffel bag of things. A few clothes, some cassette tapes, stuff like that. After staying with them for a few days, they offered to adopt me, and I agreed since I didn't really know what else to do. Finally, after about a month, my mother surfaced. I sat in my cousin's room and waited to find out where I would be living next. I could hear my mother and my uncle yelling at each other, and eventually my mom came into the room and started telling me to pack my shit and get in the car. We were leaving. My uncle came after her, yelling, and I just sort of freaked. I ran out into the backyard to get away from them. I told my mother that I wanted to stay there, and when she had a job and a new place to live, I would come live with her. In my 13-year-old emotional freaked out state, that seemed like the most logical solution. This sparked much dramatics. My mother accusing me of abandoning her, saying things like, "I've never been good enough for you," or etc., etc. Basically acting like she was the victim and I was a horrible person for abandoning her in her time of need. Finally, she gave me an ultimatum: either go with her now or never see her again. I chose to stay. I really figured she was bluffing. Eventually, she left and I didn't hear from her for a really long time. I started thinking that perhaps she was serious and that I would never see her again. Then I got a letter from her when I was about 15 years old. It was about 4 to 5 pages long, and it was all about how she forgave me for abandoning her. I tore it up and threw it away.